Good evening. Welcome to Grady Salutes. Thank you for being with us tonight as we celebrate Grady achievement, leadership, commitment, and love of all things Grady. A special thank you to our sponsors, congratulations to our honorees, and welcome to their families and special guests. Now it's my pleasure to welcome Provost Witten for a welcome on behalf of the university. Provost Witten, after all, is one of us. She leads the academic programs of the university, but Grady is one of 3 colleges where she holds a tenured faculty appointment, the others being Public Health and the Franklin College of Arts and Sciences. Provost Witten's leadership is a chief reason why Georgia's academic prowess is in the news these days. She has heightened expectations, raised our research game even higher, and led UGA's novel experiential learning initiative and other giant steps for UGA, including the Double Dogs initiative that we talked about with the boards this morning. She's a stalwart champion, a friend of journalism and mass communication, and a friend of Grady. Provost Witten, thank you for your leadership, your friendship, and for joining us this evening with a welcome from the university.
Well, thank you. It's certainly an honor to be here this evening with my, I would say my Grady friends, but quite frankly, I feel like I'm here with my Grady family. This is one of my 3 home colleges. It's my favorite home college. Please don't repeat that outside. But certainly as a faculty member and I was actually Charles in another life as a dean of a college at another university. And everything that's in Grady, frankly, was a part of that college. So I always feel so at home with all of you. I feel like I can relate and appreciate all the work that you do that's so important. This evening, we certainly are so fortunate to have so many distinguished Grady alumni and friends here with us tonight. I know as you look around the room at your table and others, you will see people that inspire and impress you with the work that they do, or in the case of our students, with the work that they will be doing for us in the coming years as well. So the University of Georgia is certainly grateful for all that you do, all of you, to support really what is one of America's, you know, the script says one of America's leading colleges of journalism and mass communication. America's leading college of journalism and mass communication. I also, of course, want to thank Harry Chapman for serving as our MC this evening, and we'll see more of him later tonight. So to tonight's honorees, certainly please accept my congratulations in advance for all of your significant accomplishments, and of course, thank you for representing the University of Georgia with such distinction. And as we watch the media continue to grow at such a dizzying pace, it's really a phenomenal industry right now to watch. The Grady College remains a constant source of vision, a fount of expertise and innovation, and a leader in research and education for what is, of course, one of the most important things we do as humans, and that's telling compelling stories to one another. And we know that the state and the nation and the world have relied on Grady College since 1915 and will continue to do so well into the future. And I would also add that there are so many of us involved with Grady's and industries beyond as we look at these very interesting times that we live in at regional, national, and international levels. And it's really wonderful to see people coming around with such an appreciation for the importance in the media in all of our lives and really propelling society forward as well. Grady is at the forefront of education and journalism. Just watch all the crazy great things the faculty are doing with the innovative curriculum and the experiences that they're creating for our students, and you will agree the future of media and storytelling is certainly hopeful for all of us. You know, University of Georgia established something very innovative. We started this year a required experiential learning opportunity for every one of the 27,000 plus undergraduates. And of course, for much of the University of Georgia, that was novel and inspiring. For the folks in Grady, they're like, what do you mean, one experiential learning requirement, right? I mean, the students here have so many, and we appreciate the leadership they play in propelling that culture forward for the university as a whole. So as this evening and the tradition of the gala shows, the long list of remarkable students that are in the room, renowned journalists, entrepreneurs, producers, media leaders, communication professionals, and certainly engaged citizens that are inspired by the college continues to grow. So along with the alumni who serve as dynamic creators and leaders the world over, Grady, of course, is home, as we know, to one of the university's most significant external programs, the Peabody Awards, which will be celebrating their 76th event this year. And of course, this really imbues the college and the university with its stamp of integrity and excellence. And it really calls attention to our value and appreciation and the fact that stories matter in the best of all electronic media. So I can't see, but I know Jeff Jones has to be out there somewhere. Where's Jeff? There he is, waving the napkin. So Jeff, thank you for your leadership in the Peabodys. So congratulations again to the Grady College and to all of tonight's distinguished honorees. Thank you for inviting me, Charles, and giving me the opportunity to welcome everyone on behalf of the University of Georgia. So at this point, I'm going to invite you to all enjoy dinner and the company of folks at your table. And then we will commence the program after that and really celebrate all the wonderful folks that are here tonight. So, of course, I live in the world of red and black, so I always will conclude, as I know you all do, with Go Dogs.
From Facebook to Instagram, Snapchat to Twitter, video storytelling proves the Grady pudding. So, as you share this great evening, please use the hashtag Grady Salutes. Just a subtle hint. In fact, I want to take a minute to push out a message from this very stage and hope that you will too. So if you will just bear with me. I take a couple, go that way. Other deans always say, your Twitter game is really strong, Davis. And I say, it's what we do. We don't have much of a choice. Tonight we salute what makes Grady extraordinary. A dynamic combination of achievement, leadership, and commitment that is forged in respect for the values and practices of journalism and mass communication. Foremost, we salute the people of Grady College, students, alumni, faculty, staff, learning partners, and friends. Will our advisory boards who have spent the entire day meeting for the Grady cause please stand for our applause? And will our Grady Salute sponsors please stand? Thank you for your leadership and financial support that is helping the Georgia Fund for Grady reach a record high yet again this year. 2 years into its second century, Grady is poised for opportunity and promises a great role in the university's Commit to Georgia campaign. Yesterday morning, with a rousing address by Brad McAfee, thank you, Brad, we sent forth 370 more graduates to join the 23,000 Grady alumni around the world. This afternoon, we dedicated the wonderful media garden inscribed with the names of alumni and friends outside of the Peyton Anderson Forum. Grady grads will be in full force next Friday as the university welcomes Grady great Ernie Johnson Jr., Turner Sports NBA host, for the spring commencement address in Sanford Stadium. Ernie's address, of course, this year follows Ryan Seacrest in 2016 and Amy Robach's the year before, marking the third year in a row that we've had a Grady commencement. Don't take notes, Provost Whitten. It was last year at this very Grady Salutes Gala that Ernie accepted the Holliman Lifetime Achievement Award, of course, and was inducted into the Grady Fellowship. He moved us with stories of his father, the late Ernie Johnson Sr., and reminds us that we are here at great moments like these in the lives of individuals and institutions because of others, parents, family, friends, donors, and great teachers like the ones in this room. At Grady, we continue being there for each other in ways that make us unique. There is something about the Grady experience and how communication, leadership, media savvy, and social conscience align in big way. If you'll allow a proud dean to brag a little bit, Grady was recently named one of the top 5 PhD programs in the country. We're among the elite of the elite. Our departments and programs, from journalism to ad PR to entertainment and media studies, are on the global stage, from Cannes to LA to Georgia's film and entertainment industry. Grady's Peabodys marked their 76th year with the show in New York on May 20th, hosted by Rashida Jones. The Peabodys, as we mentioned earlier, are bringing unprecedented attention and prestige to UGA and Grady with the historic partnership between PBS and Fusion TV. But rather than keep on prattling on with a report from me, to see what Grady is doing, just look at the people at your table. From students to honorees to alumni, faculty, and friends, they speak vision, achievement, and future. You are the reason people believe in and invest in this college. Another reason people believe in and invest in this college are my colleagues on Grady's leadership team. Will you all please stand and remain standing so that we can appreciate you? Dr. Jeff Springston, Associate Dean for Graduate Studies and Research. Dr. Janice Hume, Carter Chair for Excellence in Journalism and Head of the Department of Journalism. Tom Reichert, Athletic Association Professor and Head of the Ad/PR Department. Dr. Jay Hamilton, Director of the New Media Institute and Head of the Department of Entertainment and Media Studies. Dr. Parker Middleton, Executive Director for Strategy and External Programs. The night wouldn't be complete without us taking a moment to thank Karen Andrews, Director of the Gala Evening. And Grady's Director of Student Leadership in the form of the great Grady ambassadors that you see at these tables around you. I'd also like to express special appreciation for Diane Murray for her work with the Grady Society Alumni Board. Last, please join me in a big thank you to everyone on the Grady Salutes planning team and a heartfelt appreciation to our producer, Dean's Medalist, Grady Fellow Jody Danneman. Back there working hard. Tonight marks the 9th year Jody and his team at Atlanta Image Arts have produced this gala as a gift to this college. By Grady, for Grady, forever. Thank you, Jody. So, Harry, how about we get on with the show? Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the inestimable Harry Chapman.
Was that a word?
Yeah, it's a word.
Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Charles. It is an honor to be here tonight. You know, it's fabulous for me. Amy Robach, my Saturday mornings will never be the same. I had coffee and Amy Robach on Saturday mornings forever. Well, we get to see you every morning now, so we're delighted you're here, and we'll be honored a little bit later tonight. Thank you, Amy. Tony Barnhart, thank goodness he doesn't work for ESPN. As Dean Drewry used to say, many of you won't catch the significance of that, but about 100 people who don't have jobs today will understand what we're talking about. Tony, it's great to be with you again tonight. And yeah. And my hero from high school days, Loran Smith. Oh, Loran, what can I say about you? It's just an honor to always be around you. And finally, he learned who I was. He knows who I am now. So, Loran, it's always good to be with you. So, these are just 3 of the room full of wonderful people that we claim as Grady alums. And tonight is a night about saluting Grady people and saluting Grady alums. Would all Grady faculty and faculty emeritus please stand and be recognized? And please keep standing. Now don't sit down. No, continue to stand. Continue to stand because there's a reason I'm doing this, okay? And you'll get it at the end. Will all students of Grady please stand? Will all our Grady ambassadors please stand? Loran, you're a former student. I'll get to you in a minute, okay? All right, let's see. We've got all our students. Anyone who has given to Grady, would you please stand? There's still people sitting. You know, these must be the people who plan, along with all the others, to give a gift to Grady in the coming year. So thank you very much, everybody, and let's get on with our evening. It's an honor, and we salute each and every one of you. And Charles, thank you for giving me the honor to be with you again this evening. It is now my honor to welcome Brian Harris, President of the Grady Society Alumni Board and Director of Sports Practice for Jackson Spalding, to begin our salute to our distinguished alumni recipients. Jackson?
Thank you, Harry. Well, on behalf of the more than 23,000 alumni of the Grady College, it's my honor to represent the Grady Society Alumni Board. And to go briefly off script, before we give out the awards tonight, to follow in the footsteps of Harry, if you have been a recipient of the Grady Alumni Awards, the Holliman Award, the Grady Award, the Drewry Award, or the Distinguished Scholar Award, please stand up so we can honor you tonight. So tonight's honorees were selected by the board from nominations that came from faculty, from staff, from Grady alums, and just friends of the college. And one of our honors as the alumni board is to select the winners for tonight. And so thank all of you on behalf of our alumni board, and we thank you, the board, for the work that they've done to select these candidates, and they're really a fantastic group that represent this college well. So, Harry? I'm going to let you call out the names.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Brian. Well, let's begin with our John E. Drewry Young Alumni Award winner. Brooke Beach is the founder and CEO of MarketWake, a digital marketing agency that shares stories and builds brands for businesses across the globe. She's a Grady power woman, like so many we'll honor tonight. Before starting MarketWare, Brooke was the CEO of Kevi, a technology company, where she helped that company around after its pivotal, turned that company around, that is, after its pivot into the marketing animation in 2015. Beach started her career as a spokesperson for Fortune 500 companies and helped lead a nationwide PR and marketing campaign. Congratulations to Brooke. Right over there.
Thank you all so much. This is absolutely incredible and means more than words can express. You know, it wasn't that long ago that I was actually standing in a room very similar to this as a Grady ambassador. And I was completely enamored by the people that graced this stage and honestly wondered, would I ever be one of them? You know, there's this Chinese proverb that says, those who drink from the water must always remember those that dug the well. And for that, I am truly grateful to Grady. I would not be back here if it wasn't for the lessons and opportunities that you gave. Grateful to my family and husband and all the people that helped me along the way. You know, they say that there's no such thing as a self-made man or woman, and I completely agree. I have received so much amazing support and advice and guidance to help me get to where I'm at. And to the students who are in the room, who may be looking at this stage wondering the same things I did. Will I ever be up there? My charge to you is this: to never stop dreaming, work really hard, stay positive, and to treat others well. And if you do those things, you may surprise yourself with the stage you end up on. Thank you so much, and go Dogs.
Congratulations to Brooke. Jason Kreher is the Henry W. Grady Mid-Career Award winner. Jason is the creative director at Wieden plus Kennedy in Portland, Oregon, working for such clients as KFC, Verizon, Weight Watchers, Old Spice, Target, Coca-Cola, Heineken, Jaguar, Howard Stern for Sirius, and MTV. We all have seen his work. In his 17 years in advertising, Jason has won just about every major industry award, including 12 Cannes Lions and AICP's Campaign of the Year, a distinction, by the way, that puts his work in the Museum of Modern Art's permanent collection. Adweek chose him as one of the top 30 most innovative people in media. Jason, congratulations to you.
I've won nearly every industry award except this one, so this is the big one. Thank you, guys. First off, I actually want to, for anybody thinking that Portland's cocktail attire scene is not as good as it should be, my suit is pressed and hanging at my father and stepmom's place in Blairsville. We forgot it this afternoon, so this was the best that I could do. First, I want to say thank you to the Grady College, the dean, Dr. King, one of my biggest supporters. I want to thank my wonderful, unbelievably supportive parents, my two friends who came up here. This was a remarkable thing to be able to see. It's crazy being back here after, 19 years, something like that. I don't know. I'm not counting. First off, I want to say congratulations to all the students in the room, all the Grady grads. You guys are a remarkable group of people. This award means a lot to me. Congratulations to both Bonnie and Brooke. Man, Brooke was good at that speech. I don't have nothing. I don't have nothing like that. But I did want to say, this is a short time up here. If I've got 15 seconds and a microphone, I'd like to implore everybody in this room, as the provost said, what we all have in common in this room is storytelling, and there's a million ways to do it now. Diversity has got to be one of our key priorities moving forward. There's a lot of stories not being told. In my 17 years here, I'm watching that slowly start to change, but slowly is the key. Everyone in this room has the ability to speed that up, and if I've got a podium, I'll say, let's do that and keep it going. Thank you guys so much. This is really special.
Congratulations to you, Jason. Named for the late, great CNN reporter, the John Holliman Jr. Lifetime Achievement Award goes to Bonnie Arnold, president of DreamWorks Animation. Hollywood Reporter recently named Bonnie the most powerful woman in Hollywood. She is a trailblazer in animation and is known for critically and commercially acclaimed animation hits and award-winning dramas. Bonnie won a Golden Globe and an Oscar nomination for 2014's How to Train Your Dragon 2, the sequel to the Academy Award-nominated blockbuster How to Train Your Dragon, which she also produced. Her film spanned from the pioneering Toy Story to the Oscar-winning Dances with Wolves, from Over the Hedge to the Oscar-nominated The Last Station. Along the way, Bonnie has worked with many of the industry's most creative directors. And next for Bonnie, How to Train Your Dragon 3. Congratulations, Bonnie.
Put on the glasses. Thank you so much, Dean Davis and the Grady Alumni Board and everyone else for this amazing honor. I'm truly touched, and congratulations to all tonight's honorees. I first came to Athens in the fall of 1973. I was just 17 years old. Looking back, my 4 years at University of Georgia were a treasured time of unending discovery. There were two things I quickly discovered. One, that I was too young to get into the B&L warehouse. I had to wait until December until I turned 18. But boy, that was a great achievement for me at that moment. But more relevant to tonight was that there was actually a thing called a journalism major. Combing through the university's vast array of offerings, I found that this one was just right, as it merged my love of history, current events, and storytelling. And by the way, there was an exciting story unfolding at the time having to do with a burglary in an office building in Washington called the Watergate. This situation dramatically demonstrated the power and importance of investigative reporting. It aroused a passion in young people like myself, providing further inspiration to join the profession dedicated to finding the facts and getting the story. My career ultimately evolved into another realm of storytelling, filmmaking, but journalism is still something I revere. This is why I'm so encouraged today to see young people again being galvanized by the news of our time. No doubt, like me, many of them will be drawn to this place where they will discover the world and themselves. And finally, a quick shout out to my family and friends who are here tonight to support me. I love you all and appreciate your being here. Many of them are UGA alumni. We had a great time here, by the way. And especially to my mom and dad who sacrificed to send me to UGA and taught me the value of a good education. Thank you all so much, and go Dogs.
Congratulations to you, Bonnie. Our last Alumni Award honoree is Professor Jane Singer, whom we honor with Grady's Distinguished Alumni Scholar Award. Jane is the Director of Research for Development Journalism at City University of London, where she is Professor of Journalism Innovation. She has held faculty posts at the University of Iowa and Colorado State University, and served as the Johnston Press Chair in Digital Journalism at the University of Central Lancashire in United Kingdom. She worked for more than 15 years as print and online journalist before earning her PhD in journalism at the University of Missouri. Her research, I know, you get a shout out back there. Her research has traced the evolution of digital journalism since the mid-1990s, with a focus on journalists changing role, perceptions, normal, and practices. Accepting the honor on Jane's behalf is Don E. Carter and Carolyn McKenzie Carter, Chair for Journalism Excellence, Professor and Head of Grady's Venerable Department of Journalism, Dr. Janice Hume. Janice?
Thank you. It is a real pleasure to acknowledge this award on behalf of my dear friend, Jane Singer. Jane will actually be presented her award in London this summer by some of our great Grady students who are going to be studying abroad with Dr. Dren Mang. Jane will absolutely love getting her award from our students as opposed to, the dean. I'd like to read just a brief message from Jane. Warmest thanks to everyone at the Grady College for this wonderful award. I'm deeply honored to receive it, and as always, proud to be an alumna. And a big congratulations to Brooke, Jason, and Bonnie for all of your outstanding achievements and your awards this evening. One of the greatest privileges of life in a democratic society is asking questions. And one of the greatest rewards is uncovering answers that lead to new questions. This ongoing pursuit of understanding, combined with insight, fueled by curiosity, is at the heart of journalism and at the heart of academic research, too. I am deeply grateful to the Grady College, my professors, my mentors, my classmates, and my red and black friends forever. Yes, I agree. For all that I learned from them and with them, but mostly for the inspiration they gave me to never stop asking questions. My apologies for being unable to be with you this evening, but I am there in spirit, and of course, go Dogs. It meant a great deal to me to be inducted a couple of years ago into the Grady Fellowship. It's a special group of alumni and friends whose achievements and remarkable love of Grady that we salute this evening. Please join me as we welcome all Grady Fellows. Would you please stand?
And would you please welcome Brad McAfee, President of Grady Board of Trust and fellow Grady Fellow, as well as Chief Executive Officer of Global Public Relations, Porter Novelli. Brad?
Thank you, Harry. It is my honor to serve Grady College to induct new members into the Grady Fellowship, which you just saw just moments ago in that video. The fellowship is a special form of friendship. It is conferred honoris causa for the sake of honor by the Grady Board of Trust and the college. Fellows don't need another award, another board to serve on, or another meeting to attend, but they lend their names, their networks, and their inspiration, and even their resources. They are continually there for our students, for Grady and the University of Georgia. The medal we bestow tonight ties them to us forever. And I would just like to say personally, this is a great group of people, and I will tell you, it's a great honor being inducted last year. Just like you said, Harry, it is one of those things that it just connects you in a different way than other awards that you may receive in your career. And so tonight, I hope you really enjoy this opportunity.
Thank you, Brad. It's our honor to begin with the induction of Suzy Deering, CMO and digital commercial giant eBay. Named by Business Insider as one of the top 50 CMOs in the world. Did we say earlier power women? Grady power women? Well, Verizon veteran and digital strategy star Suzy is a member of the Grady Board of Trust and is always and forever there for our students, helping us to forge an enduring social media learning partnership with Moxie Advertising in Atlanta as CEO there, and now welcoming our students to Silicon Valley. Suzy Deering.
Okay, wow. So that is exactly what I think I said when Dean Davis gave me a call on my way into work and said, we want to recognize you for an amazing honor at the Grady School. I said, wow, why? What's so incredible is that when I think back, when I was in high school, and what I'm about to say, do not judge that I am maybe this big of a planner in my life, because I'm not. Somehow, I knew at the age of 16 that I wanted to go into advertising. I knew I wanted to go to the University of Georgia, and I knew I wanted to work for Disney. And guess what? I did that. But the first step was getting into University of Georgia. Then it was actually taking the steps to make sure that I was well prepared for what my next adventure was. I couldn't have asked for a better place to prepare me for that next adventure. It has been phenomenal. And the best part is, every step of the way, I didn't know what the next adventure was gonna be. I didn't know where the next road was gonna take me. And I can sure tell you that I did not know that that road was gonna take me from the East Coast to the West Coast, as my mom and my loving husband can tell you. But what I do know is never, never has a Grady School ever let me down. The friends, the partners, the support system that you have, that you take with you once you leave this university is unbelievable. Karen King was one of the most instrumental people for me in my college career. I cannot tell you how many times, both as a female, knowing what I could do, did I look back and think about the people that made that mark. So I am incredibly honored. I'm incredibly humbled because when you see these amazing people that walk this stage, that walk our world, and the change that they're making happen, you gotta feel so proud that one, you can call this, the University of Georgia, your home, but more importantly, that the Grady School is your family. Thank you so much for this incredible opportunity and for this amazing honor. And thank you for all of those, including my wonderful family. My mom and my husband are here today with me, and I'm so thankful for that. And I know that I have 2 children that live and bleed red and black. So go Dogs, and go out and make this university the best place, because we can do that. Thank you.
Congratulations, Suzy. Phil Meeks is Executive Vice President and President of Spectrum Business Enterprise Services at Charter Communications. Phil has had big jobs previously, serving as COO and Executive Vice President of Business Service at Time Warner Cable. A telco and cable veteran, a marathon runner, Phil is a champion of our students whose generosity with his wife Sherry has made possible the renovations of Studio 100 to support the New Media Institute and so much more. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Phil Meeks.
Thank you very much, and this is a tremendous honor for me. And congratulations to all of my fellows, as well as all the other alumni that are being recognized this evening. It's an honor to share the stage with such colleagues. This is a very special evening, and I made it even more special by the fact that my wife Sherry is joining us this evening. Thank you very much, honey, for being here with me, not just tonight, but every step of the way. So when Dean Davis contacted me and made me aware that I was receiving this honor, I was asked to think about a quote that brought back memories or times or kind of correlated back to the University of Georgia. And I went on Google and looked for some very highbrow kind of quotes from folks like Aristotle and Plato and folks like that. And then I got a little closer to home and thought about a quote that's meant a lot to me for many years. And it's a quote from an esteemed American musician, songwriter, poet, and recently named Nobel laureate, Bob Dylan. And the quote goes like this: "If you're not busy being born, you're busy dying." And to me, that just says so much, because it really, to me, exemplifies getting better every day and evolving and growing as a person. And a lot of that journey began for me here on this campus. And when I think back on that journey, it really begins with knowledge, with learning, which turns into knowledge, which should turn into understanding, which leads to acceptance, which eventually should lead to enlightenment. And in my view, that's a journey. It's the journey of life that I think we're all under. You never get there. But I look back at the beginning of that journey for me, and it began here on this campus. And for that, the University of Georgia will always have a very special place in my heart and my memories. Thank you.
Well, if you watch ABC's Good Morning America, you already know our next honoree, Amy Robach. Amy brings the day to America as an anchor and reporter with integrity, and something our times really need today. Most of you know that Amy was covering a breast cancer story, and in the process found herself fighting that disease. With resilience, courage, and grace, and her story and stories, Amy has saved millions of women and their families through her example and advocacy. Congratulations, Amy Robach.
Thank you so much. I am so honored to be here. I have to start off with a bit of full disclosure here. Journalism was my backup plan. I wanted to be an actress, at least I thought I did. And then I found myself in David Hazinski's class my senior year of college, getting my backup degree of journalism, and I fell in love with storytelling, and I fell in love with becoming a journalist. And I remember being here 22 years ago, 1995, graduating with a big dream and zero contacts. Like, I had no one to call or to reach to. But you know what I had when I left Grady? I had confidence. And I had confidence because I had learned in that year everything I needed to take with me to my first job. WCBD TV2 Action News in Charleston, South Carolina. I got that job, I believe, 7 weeks after I graduated. And I walked into my newsroom seamlessly. I was prepared for the rough and tumble world of broadcast news, especially at the local level. And I walked into that newsroom knowing I knew how to tell a good story. I knew how to be fair, I knew how to be compassionate, and I knew how to be compelling. Because I remember David Hazinski saying to us, it doesn't matter what you say if nobody's listening. And that was such an important lesson that I still remember to this day. If you don't know how to tell a story well, if you don't know how to get people to listen to you, then it doesn't matter what you're saying, because you have to have your audience's attention. And I learned that here at the University of Georgia. And I am so proud to be a Bulldog and so proud to be a graduate of Grady College, because this is the reason why I am a journalist. This school is the reason why I have the career I have. And I truly credit this university and this college specifically with giving me the most magical, beautiful career, because it's a lot better than being an actress, I can tell you that. It's a steady job. It can pay pretty well. And it's so much more interesting telling other people's stories. Real stories, true stories. I always say real life, real drama is so much more interesting than anything anyone can write in a script. And I found that to be true in all of my years in journalism. And I can't imagine doing anything else. And so thank you for giving me the career of a lifetime and truly a dream career. And I'm so grateful and thankful, and thank you for this. Go Dogs.
Congratulations to you, Amy. Carla Sacks Morris is founder of Sacks & Company, an international media relations, marketing, management, and consulting firm with offices in New York, Los Angeles, Nashville, and London. The clients Carla represents shape our culture in music, film, and art. For 2 decades, Carla and her firm have collaborated with the most talented and visionary artists, filmmakers, and organizations in the world. There are countless people that we all know and admire and watch that Carla has introduced us to. Would you please welcome Carla Sacks Morris. Carla?
Hi, how's it going? So, like Suzy, when you called me on the phone, Charles, I was like, are you gonna yell at me? Am I in trouble? Haven't been to many meetings. I know, I have 2 kids, I'm real sorry. But I was completely floored by the opportunity and by the honor, and really taken by the recognition. For me, it's remarkable to be standing here. I do want to thank Charles and Parker for including me so warmly into the Grady family post-graduation. And I want to also thank my colleagues on the Grady Board of Trust. And being named a Grady Fellow is so humbling. I never expected it, so thank you. And congratulations to my fellow classmates. Unlike my fellow classmates, my time at Grady was more of a blur. I was the baby. I did whatever my big sisters told me to do. I knew I wanted to be a filmmaker, a documentary filmmaker, but I just didn't really pay so much attention. And then when Parker told me I had to say some words, I said, "Can you send me my transcript? Because I don't remember anything." And I was totally impressed. Like, I really did a lot. And I wanted to show my family, look what I did in college. Hey, that was really good. So that combined, I majored in art, and I worked myself up to the Friday 2 to 6 at WUOG. And now looking back, it's remarkable to me to see how much of that has influenced my career. In addition, my life and my family, I met my husband on the ground floor of the PJ building, waiting for Miss Bethune. Does anybody remember the photojournalism class? I was a star in that class. We competed, my husband and I got my picture up on the one that I had taken up on the wall. But anyway, I met my husband there. We both moved to New York. We took Grady and Georgia with us. I think it's novel to be a Southerner in the Big Apple, and I think that really helped us along the way. I also am grateful and lucky to be able to work with artists, and I don't take that for granted, that I get paid on a daily basis to work with people who do so much work shaping our culture and shaping the world around us. And I do feel like it was remarkable that I ended up in a career in PR, because I didn't even know that was a major when I was at Georgia. So there's that. I would say just be open-minded, because you never know what's around the corner. The filmmaking never happened, PR did, and I'm grateful for that. So I do want to speak to also the students in the room. I pledge to help you, to reach back to you, to take you along, and to support you, and to help you understand that anything can happen, and to be ready for those opportunities when they come. And Grady and my time at Grady will be at the heart of all those efforts. So go Dogs.
Congratulations, Carla. You may know Kathleen Trocheck by her pen name, Mary Kay Andrews, and you may have been captivated by her stories, as beloved and best-selling authors write from mysteries and stories about Southern stories like Spring Fever, Savannah Blues, Beach Town, and The Weekenders. Kathy is testimony to how Grady can light a fire to write and lifelong commitment to telling stories. A former Red and Blacker and reporter with the AJC, Kathy is an inspiration for our students and to all of us with a novel in the drawer. May she tell us what book is coming out next. We may find out. Please welcome Kathy, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, you know, when Dean Davis called me a few weeks ago or months ago, the first thought I had was that he was calling to say he wanted my diploma back because I was not a stellar student. But I was, I think, someone inspired to tell stories, and that's what I learned to do at the Grady School of Journalism. I took my first journalism class at Georgia in January of 1974. And for those of you who are aboard the Wayback Machine, you may remember January of 1974, because that first week of 1974, January, was when Richard Nixon refused to turn over tapes, secret tapes, from the Oval Office to the special Watergate prosecutor. Now, it was just, I always wanted to write. I always thought I'd be a journalist. That was my lifelong dream. But when I was here at Georgia, taking journalism classes and working at the Red and Black, the skills, you know, I don't practice journalism anymore. I tell lies for a living. But the thing about fiction is it's always rooted in the truth. And the skills I learned at Grady and at the Red and Black, which was my learning lab, I learned to ask important questions. And as my colleague and friend and classmate Tony Barnhart said tonight, I didn't just learn to ask questions, I learned to ask follow-up questions. I learned to ask questions. I learned to listen, and I learned to listen to the way people spoke. And I didn't know at the time that those are all skills that would be part of the toolkit I would need for writing fiction. And the other things I learned were to question authority and to challenge authority. One of my classmates and colleagues from the Red and Black is here tonight, and I'll never forget. One day he gave me a ride to the library on the old campus. It was Sunday, and he parked in President Fred Davidson's parking space. And I said, "Why would you do that?" And he said, "Because I can." But, you know, I started at Grady in January of 1974, and by August of 1974, and in January of 1974, the White House was infested with crooks and liars. By August of 1974, the President Nixon resigned. Now you flash forward to the time and day we live in today. Journalists, the students you are training today, the journalists who are practicing today, I honestly believe you're doing the most important work you can do. I'm just writing stories. I'm writing stories to entertain and as diversion for the hard times we live in. But I am full of admiration and inspiration for the work the students, the faculty, and all of you who are practicing in some field. You are doing the work that needs to be done. I am inspired by you, and I am grateful to you, and I just hope that you will continue to do what needs to be done. And I would just like to close by saying, go Dogs!
It's a nice recurring theme we have tonight, don't you think? Go Dogs, that's right. It's a nice one, I like that. Well, last year we began a new tradition by realizing that if you've had the John Holliman Lifetime Achievement Award, Bonnie Arnold, that makes you a Grady Fellow in our book. Bonnie, we aren't done honoring you yet, so please welcome back to the stage Bonnie Arnold, whose leadership at DreamWorks helps students reach their dreams. Welcome to the fellowship, Bonnie.
So I'll be quick and say thank you again and congratulations to all my the fellow honorees tonight. Thank you so much.
It is now our privilege to induct late alumnus Robert M. Pollock into the Sanford Circle of Fellowship. Bob was a successful screenwriter with programs like The Doctors, The Colbys, General Hospital, the Hallmark Hall of Fame, and Dynasty, to his credit. He was General Dwight Eisenhower's chief public relations man for radio. This evening, the first public announcement of Bob's provision to help continue the Grady dynasty with a remarkable gift from his estate. Bob's gratitude has made possible initial gifts of $350,000 to Georgia Fund for Grady. From LA to the Cannes Film Festival to our novel screenwriting MFA, our students are following Bob. Please join me in a salute to Bob's memory, his work, and of course, his generosity. Well, as I'm sure that you can see, this evening is all about the people and programs that make Grady extraordinary. There is one more honor to bestow this evening, the Dean's Medal for Leadership Excellence and Communication. It's like being knighted for special service, Dean, and it has been presented to the likes of Tim Mapes, CMO of Delta and president of the Delta Airlines Foundation, Swan Seiler of Georgia Power, Maxine Clark, founder of Build-A-Bear, Jody Daneman, founder of Atlanta Image Arts, Emeritus UGA Foundation trustee, and broadcast and banking executive Claude Williams, publisher and entrepreneur Mark Smith, and the great Gloria Taylor of Hearst. With the Dean's Medals present this evening, would you please stand, all our Dean medalists who are here with us this evening, would you please stand and be recognized? And I would ask also that you come on stage. We would like to have all of you, all our Dean medalists, would you please join Dean Davis on stage? If you'll come on up at this time, please. Like these folks, Loran Smith truly needs no introduction. His pen has created a Georgia Bulldog community following the late coach Dan McGill. Loran has given so much ink to the achievement of Grady grads, from Powell Moore to Bill Simpson to Amy Robach, that lead people to think we have him on retainer fee. And we may, I don't know, I speak with Charles. Loran was on the team that resulted in the John Hewlin Carmichael Chair in Journalism and Society. Our sports media powerhouse has been a spark plug in our endowment effort to honor Coach McGill. Loran and Myrna always answer the Grady call, and we are grateful. Would Loran make your way to the stage, please? I think you're maybe already on your way up here. Loran, make your way on up here so we can do what we can do.
Loran, some of my earliest sentient memories involve Georgia football from the age of 4 years old in your voice. It's such an honor as the finale for this evening to present the Dean's Medal to you, Loran, and to get to say from this stage, and I gotta say this is a dream come true, in the words of the late Larry Munson, what do you got, Loran?
I always wanted to say I got a blonde and a brunette. Come on down. Harry, I hope you'll appreciate this, but as we all remembered Marilyn Monroe's sweater, we always remembered your voice. I always liked to interview Hugh Durham because he made me sound like Walter Cronkite. Furman Bisher, the late sports writer for the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, wrote a Thanksgiving column, as most of you will remember, and it was a very popular column. It's not Thanksgiving, but I think you would agree that Thanksgiving is something most Americans can celebrate every day. I'm thankful for many things tonight, most of all to be a graduate of Grady. I'm thankful for our ebullient dean. Charles has credentials, vision, and a fine sense of direction for our school. Most of all, he has the right bedside manner to make us all like him and enjoy his company, especially if you're picking up the check. I'm thankful for our faculty, and while I'm not an academician, I give high marks to our faculty because I know a lot of Grady students, and they give our faculty high marks. I'm thankful for those students who will be world changers as we move forward in this century. I'm thankful for Dean Drewry's rare promotional genius, which led to the Peabody Awards. I'm thankful for those accomplished graduates, in addition to those we honor tonight, like Deborah Roberts, Debbie Norville, Tom Johnson, Jim Minner, Charlene Hunter-Galt, and so many others. But I'm also thankful for editors and radio station managers in places like Ellijay, Darien, Glenville, and Waycross, doing good in their communities. They are proud Grady graduates too. I'm thankful that writing a column has enabled me to enjoy so many friendships and to meet so many interesting people. And I'm thankful that a Grady Titan, the late Dan McGill, allowed a country boy to learn that you can travel the world and enjoy its delights, but there's no place like home, especially if home is Athens. Dan was such a clever guy. I can remember when we would drink beer at Harry's restaurant in 5 Points, and Dan, I have 2 degrees. I have the degree from Grady and the one from Dan McGill, drinking beer with him. He always felt that when he took his last sip of a beer and sat it down, that there should be some instinctive reaction, even if they were facing the other side of the room, for the waiter or the waitress to bring him a beer immediately. So one night we were drinking one afternoon, and all of a sudden he put his beer down, and this really good-looking waitress suddenly appeared with a beer. Dan said, "I can't believe it." Said, "She read my mind." She walked away, said, "No, she read my mind, she slapped my face." Yeah. And I'm thankful for his successor, Claude Felton, for letting me be me. I'm thankful I can walk the campus, which I often do, and enjoy the Chapel Bell, Hurdy Field, North Campus, and by the way, our quad is as appealing as any of those in the Ivy League, maybe better. I'm thankful for the hedges in Tanyard Creek. I'm thankful for Saturdays in Sanford Stadium when I can see Old Glory way before kickoff, tailgate with so many friends, and I'm thankful for the Red Coat Band when it plays Glory, Glory, and Hail to Georgia. I'm thankful for Trippi and Sinkwich, Sapp and Tarkington and Herschel, and now Kirby, who I will say, without a doubt, will make us super proud again. I'm thankful for my wife, Myrna, the prettiest co-ed I ever saw, and thankful that she's been my lifelong roommate since graduation. And I'm thankful for our state. I love this state and I love its people. I'm thankful for all of you. I never thought anything like this would happen, but I'm most proud. And as Furman Bisher often signed off on his columns, Selah.
And to add one more thankful in there, Loran, we are thankful for you, and we love you. Loran Smith. Well, I think you would agree that this evening program certainly proves that Grady commits to greatness. As a final salute, please join me in applauding our audience. This is really something in the water, don't you think, at Grady? It must be in the Oconee River. I don't know. A couple of housekeeping notes at the close of the evening. We ask all honorees to please come back on stage for photos. We thank each and every one of you for celebrating with us tonight, and a special good evening to all. And we are concluded. Go Dogs!